What's up, guys? Welcome to The Casuals, presented by MF Media, newly on the Bleav podcast network. I'm your host, Michael Foltz, alongside my co-host,
Carson Mueller.
There you go. So let's go ahead and jump right into the show. The usual. Surprisingly, we're not covering any big news. For the guys who have been listening to us on YouTube and watching us there, we usually start off with all the big news that's happening across all the different sports. The issue right now, there's way too much going on.
Yeah.
Okay, we are going to do March Madness for this entire episode. Next episode, next week, is going to be covering the Final Four preview and the championship preview. Okay? And then the next episode, we're going to do a quick championship review, bring on the winner of our podcast bracket challenge, and then we're going to jump right into the MLB preview for the entire season. There's a ton going on in MLB free agency, ton of new signings, ton of stuff going on. We're going to go ahead and tune into that next week, or 2 weeks from now, right before the season starts. And then the week after that, once we're about a week into the MLB season, hopefully the NFL is done. Okay? I know they won't be.
Or at least slow down.
I know they won't be. But as long as we're somewhere beyond where we are right now, because it feels like Schefter is just, his fingers have got to be sore.
He's working overtime.
Okay?
Yeah.
So we're going to leave it alone. We're going to come back to it. This episode is solely dedicated to March Madness, and it has been mad.
It's been mad.
With that
It's been
said,
electric.
Let's get into it. All right, so let's go ahead and start off with our brackets. Okay. We got one guy on the podcast has a decent bracket, I'll admit.
All right.
And then the other guy on the podcast, his bracket's done. It's gone to shit pretty quick. So let's start with the competition real quick. Disclaimer for the competition. If one of us finishes first, the second place winner will get the prize of the $25 Visa gift card and an appearance on the show.
Yes.
And that person can argue with Carson about their bracket choices all they want. I'm just going to be silent because my bracket sucked. And Carson's doing well.
There's still a lot that can happen.
There's still a lot that can happen. I don't have a champion
right now.
I don't have a champion.
You don't have a champion. You're pretty much...
Well, that's part of the problem here.
You can still win. There's a chance.
I need to win every single game from here on out.
Who'd you have going to the championship?
Gonzaga and Tennessee.
Okay. So, I mean, I don't know. You're not out of it.
We'll get into it.
You're not out of it.
So, I started off pretty good. 23 for 32 in the round of 64. Not bad. Not bad by any means.
All things considered, not bad.
And then I went nice little 50% in the round of 32. That's including the teams I already missed on. I have 8 correct in the Sweet 16. I have a possible 5 left in the Elite 8. If all the winners that I still have picked win, I'll have 5 in the Elite 8. And then from there, I only have 2 that can make it to the Final Four. And then I only have Gonzaga that can make the title game since Tennessee sold the bag. Okay?
Dude, they sold the bag, man.
Big time.
Ah, disgusting.
So let's go ahead and get in your bracket.
I managed to get 26 out of 32 in the round of 64. Just 3 better than Foltz, which is pretty significant, but the round of 64 doesn't mean much, right?
No.
I went 10 for 16, the round of 32.
That one's big.
That one helps. I got 6 possible that can go to the Elite 8, and I think all 6 are going to hit, unfortunately. Sorry for the people who are in the bracket or in the group. And then I got 3 possible that can make the Final Four. And all 4 are going to hit because Purdue is going to take me to the promised land. You understand me?
If you say so, man.
And
we'll get into my thoughts on Purdue.
I got Gonzaga winning. So and I had them playing Tennessee, and Tennessee sold the fucking bag. So,
yeah.
I don't want to even talk about them anymore.
We'll see how it goes. And then let's check in on our current leader, tied with Carson, but has more available because they have both of their championship matchups still available. Jonesy, otherwise by their ESPN username, Ryan0808, also my uncle Ryan, decided to join the bracket challenge. He went 26 for 32 as well in the round of 64. Went 10 for 16 in the round of 32 as well. He has 6 possible Elite 8 teams as well. And then he has 3 possible Final Four teams as well. The only difference is he has Kansas playing in the title game with Gonzaga winning it all, which I don't see happening. So I'm very interested to see how this shapes out.
I don't know. I think it can happen.
That's true. It's fair.
It's not Tennessee. But then again, when's the last time 2 number 1 seeds played?
I mean, also, Kansas just finds a way to sell every year.
True.
They find a way to do it. They've won 1 title in the last 20-something years.
That's true.
So let's talk about upsets this week, because there were some good ones. I feel
like there's been the most this year.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just, I don't know, but I feel like there's been the most in a while.
I think it's just, I said it with the NFL free agency. I was like, oh, this year is crazy, man. I think it's just because we're paying attention more. I think that's really what it is.
Yeah, it could be. I think with the NFL, though, I think that it really is one of the bigger ones just because of all the quarterback movement, which is obviously the centerpiece of your team. So
fair. So speaking of the upsets, let's start off with probably the second greatest upset of all time. Right behind UMBC over Virginia.
I don't even remember that. Didn't pay attention.
That was a 16 seed beating a 1 seed.
Oh, there you go. Very often. Yeah.
One time.
That was it?
It happened once. That was the only time.
Thanks for giving me that knowledge.
Were you just living under a rock?
Pretty much. Yeah. Okay. Wasn't a big college boy until this year. So.
All right. Well, St. Peter's beat Kentucky. Okay. The 15 seed upset the 2 seed. And this wasn't just a normal 2 seed either. This was Kentucky, who a lot of people had winning it all. Mm-hmm. A lot of people had them winning it all. A lot of people had them in their Final Four, in the championship, in the Elite Eight. A lot of people had them going very deep into this tournament. They lose in the round of 64 to the 15 seed.
Yeah, what the hell? St. Peter's. Yeah. What the hell? Good for them. Happy for them.
Yeah. Yeah. Took them to OT and won in OT. Insane.
Yeah. I watched the back half of that game.
Let's stick with the theme of the round of 64. Because number 12, Richmond, the Spiders themselves, beating number 5, Iowa. Carson, how badly did that hit your bracket?
Yeah, it hit. I think I had Iowa going to the Sweet 16.
Okay, so not too much damage. I remember you taking Iowa. I wasn't sure how deep. I know a lot of people had them as like the dark horse to go to the Final Four.
Yes, and I should have known because didn't Richmond play the play-in game, or was that someone else?
No, that was someone else.
Oh, okay. Well,
that was Indiana.
Spiders were rolling, dude. They were rolling the back half of the year.
They did great. They won their tournament. They won their conference.
And that big man, dude, the dude with the ponytail, buddy is a monster. Monster. Why would I bet against him? Unbelievable.
Staying in the round of 64 for one more game. Iowa State, the 11 seed, beats LSU, the 6 seed. I didn't see this one coming. It was by the skin of their teeth. I think they won by 2 points. It was just still another one that I was like, wow. I didn't have LSU going very far. I think I had LSU losing in the next round or beating Wisconsin, but I had them right in that area of like 32-16. Didn't have them going any further. But still.
Yeah. I mean, watching that game,
crazy.
LSU played dude, they went I think they went 5 minutes without scoring. It was just so bad to watch. And that's how I knew, okay, there's no chance Iowa State can beat Wisconsin.
Which you'd be wrong.
I'd be wrong. Very wrong. Because I was like, no, LSU just played bad. Iowa State's not good. And then they go and beat Wisco. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
With these Big Ten teams, Wisco has been one of those teams that they play really well one game and then they turn around and play really bad in the next.
Yeah.
And it's weird, but they did it. They played really well to get into the round of 32, and then they got dominated by an 11 seed.
When you said that.
Speaking of 11 seeds dominating 3 seeds, Tennessee sold the bag. Juwan Howard showed up and dominated Tennessee, the SEC champs.
Yeah, that one hurt my soul.
Yeah, that did not feel good.
And like
They like
Michigan's my
they like
second team.
beat them too.
Yeah.
It's like by a good margin.
That dude Dickinson's
So
unbelievable. I'll talk about him later,
yeah,
but
Dickinson's that's a different beast, man.
yeah.
Staying in the round of 32 for two more games, we got Miami over Auburn. Nobody saw that coming. I know a
No,
lot
I
of people
didn't.
were not. I know a lot of people were not sold on Auburn, and I was. I
No.
was. I had them going to my Final Four, but then I was like, as I started to watch the tournament, I'm like, oh wow, I made a mistake.
Yeah.
But
I
I
took
still had them beating Miami.
I took Miami over USC very confidently. That one didn't take me very long.
Yeah.
But over Auburn, I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
No.
Didn't see it. Anything can happen in
It just.
March, but I just
It
didn't
seemed
see
like
it.
too much.
And
It
they
seemed
got
like too much to be
dominated.
asking for.
They got dominated, didn't they?
18 points.
Yeah.
18 points over a number 2 seed. And then the best game so far. The most entertaining game so far. Number 8 UNC over number 1 Baylor.
Yeah. That
Up
one crushed a
25
lot.
points. 25 points at once.
Yeah.
They were up 25. Then Maxon? Is
The
that his name?
guard. The guard.
No. The big man. Big man, beard, ponytail. I
Oh,
can't remember his name.
I can't either.
Let's give it a
Yeah, I
quick
don't know.
Google search.
But wow, yeah, that game crushed a lot of brackets. A lot of brackets.
Brady Manick. Manick.
Panic.
Brady Manick. They're big forward or center, one of the two. Got ejected with like 8 minutes left, I want to say. Somewhere around there, somewhere in that range. Maybe 11 minutes. A little bit earlier in the half than I think.
Yeah, I actually didn't watch this game, so that's all you.
So he gets ejected with somewhere around 10 minutes, somewhere around halfway through the half. He gets ejected for a flagrant 2. Watch the video on Twitter. Not a flagrant 2.
Okay.
Goes up for a rebound, comes down, throws an elbow, and it's not like an intentional like, hey, that guy's right there. It's literally just like comes up with the elbow and clips him in the jaw. It's a flagrant 1, but it's not ejectable. But they ejected him.
Hmm.
Baylor proceeded on a 38-13 run to end the game, to end regulation.
And still lose. That hurts.
They took them to overtime, and then they got just dominated in overtime.
Mm.
And UNC
Didn't
moved
see
on.
that coming. I didn't think UNC was very good.
No, they were
going into
hot
the
coming out.
tournament.
They were hot coming out of the ACC tournament. They were hot coming out of the
Yes.
season. Obviously, with the win over Duke.
Yeah.
They had some good wins in the tournament, and they ended up losing to VTech, I think, who was just a little bit hotter. But now UNC found their stride, and they're a scary team.
Now they're scary. Very
Yeah.
scary.
The not surprising upsets, though, Miami over USC. Like you said, you were confident. I was
Yeah.
right there with you.
Yeah.
Michigan and Colorado State. I had no doubts in my mind that Michigan was beating Colorado State.
Yeah. Me neither. But I mean, I know a lot of people who had Colorado State going, Sweet 16.
I saw a lot of that, and I'm just like, how?
But for
Like
us,
Michigan was just that's such a
yeah.
bad draw for Colorado State to get a 6 seed and have to get matched up against Michigan. Like
Yeah.
Michigan is just above and beyond the best 11 seed in the tournament right now, out of the 4.
1000%.
I mean, like, and Iowa State's keeping up with them, but Michigan's just been routing teams. So
Routing. Diabate, I think's his name, the center. That dude's filth too.
yeah,
Reminds me of
that team is
Biombo.
the team is just good. So let's go ahead and take a deep dive into the Sweet 16. Let's give our predictions on what it's going to shape out like.
Ah.
Let me start off with a fun fact for you.
Okay.
19 of the last 21 champions have won their round of 32 game by double digits. The other two champs that didn't win their round of 32 game by 10 points or more, they won their round of 64 game by 39 points or more. I think it was like 39 points and then like 42. Like they blew out the round of 64 team.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Has that not happened this year?
No, it has. I'm just letting you know when you're considering a champion from here on out, Let's see what they did in the round of 32 or the round of 64.
Hmm.
So let's start with Gonzaga. Let's start in the West. Number 1 Gonzaga versus number 4 Arkansas. Gonzaga round of 64, they beat Georgia State 93-72. And in the round of 32, they beat Memphis 82-78. A little bit of a nail biter there against the 9 seed.
Memphis is a good team though.
Yeah. Arkansas in their round of 64 beat Vermont 75-71. Shout out to Nolan. He texted our group chat
Yeah,
about 3 hours before the game and said I think it's going to be 75-71, and it was dead on.
that makes no sense to
Scary
me.
how well that played out. And then in the round of 32, they skated by New Mexico State 53-48, which I think it was 50-48 with like 45 seconds to play, and then they just, free throws. I'm taking Gonzaga. Arkansas doesn't have the offense to keep up, and they've been handed a relatively easy road so far to the Sweet 16. Didn't have to play, oh my God, they didn't have to play UConn, which is, that's just a lucky draw. And then they played Vermont. They beat them by 4 and 5. So, meanwhile, Gonzaga is just above and beyond.
Yeah, I mean, I got the Zags as well. I've been high on this Arkansas team though. I know a lot of people are counting them out, saying they got the worst. I think they have the worst odds to win it out of all the teams, even though they're lower seed than like Houston and all that. But I've been big on them. They at one point they were the hottest team in college basketball during the regular season. But it's just Gonzaga is going to be too much. They're going to be too much. Their front court is just it's just better. It's just better. It's dominant. I think it'll be a close game, maybe like a 65-60, maybe 65-58 kind of game. But I think the
I can see it.
Zags pull it out for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
This one's going to be disputed, and I know it is. Number 3, Texas Tech versus number 2, Duke. Texas Tech in the round of 64 beat Montana 97-62. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's 35 in case anybody was wondering.
Yeah, they almost put up 100.
Yeah. And then in the round of 32, they beat Notre Dame 59-53, which was just good basketball game.
Mhm.
And then Duke in the round of 64 beat Cal State Fullerton 78-61. Good win.
Good win.
And then beat Michigan State, good team coming in, 85-76.
Which that game was pretty much close to, and then
Yeah, it
go
was
down
really
to free
close
throws.
with the free throws. Yeah. I'm taking Duke. If you asked me a week ago, nope. I
Hey,
was.
wait, hold on, wait. Where do you go to? Where do you go to school?
I go to Duke.
Oh, you go to Duke. Okay, okay.
Yeah. If you asked me a week ago, I would have told you that Duke didn't have the defense to keep up with Texas Tech. I would have told you that Duke didn't have the front court to compete, didn't have the back court to compete, and was going to get bullied in this game. But there's something brewing in the air. Okay, something's brewing.
Here we go. Yeah, here we go.
Something's brewing. Coach K's going out with a bang. Okay. This is
Just like he
this
did
is the first real
in the
challenge.
ACC tournament.
This is the
Just
first
like-
real challenge. This is where it all comes together. The ACC tournament. Guess what that gets you? An ACC title, but it's not a natty. Guess what a final regular season against UNC does? Nothing. You don't win anything. You definitely don't win a natty. So this is where it counts. And I think Coach K goes out with a bang, wins this game, gets his team to another Elite Eight. It's going to be a really good game.
Didn't you tell me that? I thought you were going to mention the 99 win stat.
Oh, yeah. Coach K has 99 tournament wins. He just hit number 1,200 all time, like 1,200 all time wins with the win over Michigan State. And now he's going for 100 tournament wins against Texas Tech, definitely winning it. So,
yeah, when you told me
Yours.
that, I was like, yeah, I can definitely see this whole Cinderella story, shaping. But You were
The old
totally right.
Cinderella 2 seed.
Listen, you know what I meant.
No.
Um,
I agree. They're a Cinderella. I don't think anybody has them winning this game.
but you were right when you said Duke just doesn't have the defense to compete. They're going to get mauled. I can see this being a 10 plus point victory. Texas Tech's high powered offense, fast paced too. Not fast paced. No, they're like a slower balanced game plan. But yeah, Duke's defense, it's been shaky all year, and we all know it. They've stepped up here in the tournament, but with a team like Texas Tech, no shot, dude. His wins are going to end at 99. And I I wish the best for Coach K and his, retirement, but 99 wins, man. That's it.
All
Sorry,
right.
man.
We'll see.
Sorry, man.
We'll see. Arizona, number 1 seed Arizona versus number 5 seed Houston in the
I
South.
love this game. I love this game.
Arizona in the round of 64 beat Wright State 87-70. In round of 32, they beat TCU 85-80 in OT.
TCU's a good basketball squad.
It is. They played really well this year.
Yeah.
Really hot down the stretch.
It's not the grade.
Houston
Arizona
in the round of 64 beat UAB 82-68 and then beat Illinois in the round of 32 68-53. I'm taking Houston. They have been sneakily one of the best performing teams in this tournament. They're facing their first real challenge, in my opinion, with Arizona. I don't think Illinois was legit. I don't think UAB was a good team. But Arizona is going to be a tired team, coming off an OT, a real nail biter against TCU, against that pesky little 9 seed. And Houston just looks hungry. Houston looks hungry.
I mean, what do you mean they're going to be tired? What does that even mean?
I don't know. They're going to be tired.
They're going to be tired of maybe celebrating? I mean, I don't know. I don't know where you're going with that. Don't they get
They went
like
to OT. It was a
5
long
days
game.
off, 6 days
It was a
off?
long game. Whatever.
Arizona's going to win. And the only reason they're going to win is because the dude named Benedict Mathurin, I Bleav is how you pronounce it. Dude's a dog, dude. Number 0, he's a dog. Dude makes everything in crunch time, man. And it's going to be a great game because Houston's filthy. Let's not get it twisted. Houston's filthy. But
Exactly.
Arizona's one of the highest paced offenses in the league, and they know how to put up points in a hurry. I got Arizona squeaking this one out again. Maybe another OT win.
I
know. Controversial. Very controversial game.
1 seed's got to fall at some point. And it's
You
going to
would
be there.
think. You would think.
Next matchup in the South, though. This is weird. The 11 seed Michigan versus the number 2 seed Villanova. Michigan in the round of 64 beat Colorado State 75-63, then beat Tennessee 76-68. Where was the? Oh, that was the Auburn game. I was thinking Tennessee and Auburn were the same game.
Yeah.
I was like, where's the 17-point margin here?
Uh,
Villanova in their round of 64 beat Delaware. I didn't know they had a school. 80-60. And then in the round of 32, they beat Ohio State 71-61. It should have been Sister Jean.
okay.
I got Nova. I think Michigan has had a beautiful run to the Sweet 16. I think, Juwan Howard is leading a great squad. He's going to continue leading a great squad. They beat a heavy favorite to win it all. I just think Villanova is way too fundamentally sound right now. You're just not going to beat them.
Yeah.
They do all the little things right.
This is another must-watch game because I'm with you. I think Nova does squeak it out, just for being slightly better. But dude, Michigan's hot. Like they're rolling.
They are.
No one expected them to be here right now. And if Dickinson can manage to put the team on his backpack again, they could win this game very easily. But I think the Nova finds an answer for them, and they get the win here.
I'm gonna say 2 things here.
Okay,
One, I'm gonna pick apart your Hunter Dickinson take just a little bit.
go ahead.
Because I will say that Colorado State had an answer for him in the first half of that game. They had a big answer.
What they
Quick
what they
double
hold him
teams.
to?
It was quick double. I can't remember the points, but they were forcing him to dish it out, or he was getting flustered in the paint because they were bringing a double team, and he had to kick it out, and they were missing 3 balls like it was nothing.
Mm.
And they really that comeback in the second half was really routed by the fact that they shot really well in the second half, along with Dickinson. So I'm not knocking Dickinson. I just think there's a way to beat him.
Think
And I
there's
think
an answer.
if there's a team all
Didn't look
together,
didn't look very easy in the Michigan who they just play.
Tennessee.
Yeah, didn't look very easy.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it is. I'm saying if there is a team that's going to come together and find the game plan to attack him and force the shooters to shoot and force his team to play a very perimeter focused game, it's going to be Nova. I also call it your second another part. You said this is another must watch game. Just so we're clear, this is the Sweet 16 of March Madness. All of them are must watch.
I have a priority list for myself. That's kind of why I said that. So if I had to go,
remind me at the end. We're gonna go. I want to hear your priority list at the end. I want to hear your priority list. We'll keep going through the review, but I want to hear your games in order.
Okay.
Of what you think you should be watching most.
Okay.
Especially since they're just all separated far enough that you can watch all of them.
Not necessarily because I do work. So I have a list. I could care less about watching the Kansas Providence game, to be honest.
It's a hot take.
Yeah.
Let's get to it. 8 UNC versus 4 UCLA. UNC in the round of 64 beat Marquette 95-63. Then they just beat Baylor 93-86 in OT. UCLA in the round of 64 beat Akron 57-53. And then in the round of 32, they beat St. Mary's 72-56. I got UNC. They're doing something that's unreal. This run was not supposed to happen. They were supposed to get beat by Baylor. That's just the luck of the draw. When you get that 8 or 9 seed, you're supposed to get absolutely routed by the 1 seed in your second game. And they did not stop. And if Manic stays in that ball game, they win that game by 25. They hold that lead. Maybe 18 points is the final score. So they're a scary team. They're a scary team, and they're going to beat UCLA.
I'm there with you. There's really no reason why UNC should be beating UCLA, but that's exactly why they will beat them.
Yeah.
They've been doing it all March, so it'll be a good one. But I feel like UNC might just rout UCLA.
They might just beat the shit out of them.
Yeah,
they might.
That's where I'm at right now.
This is interesting.
Yeah,
they're on fire right now.
Yeah, they're locked in.
I mean, it is
locked in.
Go to hell, Carolina for life, but they're hot right now. Okay, I have to sneak that in there. I can't praise UNC for so long. Sorry. For the podcast listeners, I'm very sorry. For those watching on YouTube, that wasn't as bad. But if all you're listening to is me and all of a sudden I gag, that's got to be rough.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to hear that.
No. Please keep listening. Purdue, number 3 Purdue versus number 15 St. Peter's in the East. The round of 64, Purdue beats Yale 78-56. Round of 32, they beat Texas 81-71. Now, let's be clear that this was a little bit of a closer game than 10 points in reality. Free throws made it 10 points. St. Peter's, man. Team of destiny.
Yeah, I don't know what to say.
Kentucky, 85-79 in OT. Murray State just beat them the whole game. Just dominated them.
Yeah.
70-60. Just dominated them.
No one saw that one coming either.
Here's what I'm gonna say. I just put it in there at the very end because I don't want to deal with it. You know what I mean? But I will say I genuinely have zero clue. I don't know who will win this ball game.
Yeah.
Your brain is telling you Purdue. Your brain is telling you Purdue. There's no way that a 15 seed gets to the next round, does not get to the Elite Eight. There's no way on this planet that number 15 seed St. Peter's wins this ballgame. The issue is I've never been sold on Purdue this year. I hate Purdue. I think Purdue has been playing terrible basketball back and forth. They'll play an amazing game. They'll play a terrible game. They'll get beat by a team they should have beat by 20. They'll beat a team they should have got beaten by 20 with. Purdue is a shaky team that has lost very bad games this season. And now it's March, and this little school from Jersey City is on an absolute tear. They dominate Murray State, and they pull off the second greatest upset in the history of this tournament. I'm taking Purdue, but I'm just letting everybody know that I will not be sitting in my bed or sitting in this chair watching this game going, what's happening? What's happening? No. I'll be 100%. I'll be like, oh, okay. St. Peter's is moving on.
The dramatic buildup for St. Peter's to then say, I'm going Purdue.
I look, that's what I'm saying. I have no idea. I'm taking Purdue. I want this. I want this 15 I want to see the 15 seed like win it all. But in reality, I want them out of here so I can stop having to make picks like this. I want them gone. I want to be able to make easier picks, please.
Yeah, I'm not going to do a whole dramatic buildup because Purdue's going to beat them by probably 20 points. I'm big on Purdue. Purdue's dirty.
They're so bad.
Their backcourt is slept on. They're slept
on.
Their
team. Do you know their mascot? Do you know their mascot?
No clue. What
Boilermakers. Boilermakers.
What even is that?
Exactly. Boilermakers.
That's besides the point. It has nothing to do with anything.
No. Because what's St. Peter's mascot?
Peacocks.
Exactly.
That's kind of
peacocks. They're peacocks. You just
that's kind of
you gotta let them fly. You gotta let them fly.
They can only fly for so long. It ends here. Good run, St. Peter's.
True. They've got a great running start right now. Let's see how far they can fly.
Got a big gust of wind coming in.
You're right. Number 1 Kansas versus number 4 Providence. Kansas in the round of 64 beat Texas Southern 83-56 blowout. Beat Creighton 79-72. Good basketball game, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little competitive. It was 7 points, but I think it got down to 5 somewhere inside 2 minutes there. It was close. Providence in round 64, San Diego State 66-57. Everybody had San Diego State. Everybody had Providence out of this tournament. Everybody was sleeping on the Friars. And then they played Richmond and beat them 79-51. And I had Richmond beating them because the Spiders were awesome.
I had Providence losing in the round of 32 as well.
Yeah, that's where I had them. But now I've come along. It's always been the Friars. Kansas only has 1 title in the last 20 years for a reason. They choke in the good games, in the ones that are considered kind of easy, and this is it. The 1v4, they're supposed to win. They're probably going to be favored by 6-7 points. They're losing. To Providence and the Friars.
Providence is lucky.
Okay.
They're lucky.
Okay.
They're not good. They're lucky.
They're going to get lucky. They are lucky. They get to play Kansas, who sucks in big games.
This isn't a big game yet. Kansas has more to do. They have a Final Four to see. Give me Kansas.
I definitely see him losing to Miami.
Give me the Jayhawks. Providence stinks.
Definitely see him losing.
Providence stinks. Mark my words. We'll make this a TikTok. Providence, you suck. Let's go. Let's move on.
You know who to tag.
I do.
11 Iowa State versus 10 Miami. Iowa State's not supposed to be here.
No.
Okay.
Get them out.
We'll get to that. Let me get through their round of 64 and the round of 32s. and then we'll shit on Iowa State for a minute. Iowa State in the round of 64 beat LSU 59-54. Tough game, tough loss for LSU. Sucks. Round 32, they beat Wisconsin 54-49. 5-pointer, close game. Again, skin of their teeth. Wisco sucks. Miami in the round of 64, 68-66 against USC. That was just a great basketball game. It was
It
just a
was.
really good basketball game.
And Miami
And
was
then,
up a lot. And then
yeah,
USC, they scored 6 points in 8 seconds. I was watching. I'm like, is this really happening right now?
just got it's March.
It's March.
Gotta make it interesting for the people.
That's March.
And then in the round of 32, they beat Auburn 79-61. And folks, let me put that into perspective for you. Auburn was supposed to be the best team coming out of the SEC. They had a historic season. And then they just got their shit kicked in by Miami.
Yeah. What's up with that? Enough said. I think
ACC's better than the SEC. So yeah, Miami just absolutely dominated a 2 seed with Auburn.
You said that with a straight face. That was good. That was really good.
I mean it. And then they're one of the best team. Auburn was one of the best teams in the SEC, but now they're not because they lost. And meanwhile, Iowa State has just squeaked on by. I think Miami beats the shit out of them.
Yep,
that's just me.
I agree with you. I couldn't have said it better myself. Miami rolls.
I mean, we know that.
Rolls
I heard you talk. You don't got it. Okay, I have it, the it factor. You need it when you talk sports. You gotta be convincing. He picks more games right than me.
Let's move on.
This pause is amazing.
Dick.
Yeah. So let's go over my Elite Eight because that's gonna happen before we're able to record the next episode. So these could all be wrong. Our Elite Eights could both be the opposite of what we have, and we're just making picks for the Final Four now.
Yeah.
Gonzaga versus Duke. I got Duke. It's destiny because I have UNC beating Purdue, and that's also destiny. Also, Purdue has to be Purdue at some point and just lose a game they're not supposed to. Houston versus Villanova. Villanova's just too good from top to bottom, too fundamentally sound. They're just going to beat Houston in a close game. It's going to be a good nail biter. It's going to be an amazing basketball game, and they're going to beat them. And then 4 Providence versus 10 Miami. 10 seed has to go down at some point. And the more I'm talking about it, the more I'm getting myself worked up about Miami. I'm doubting my own pick. It's just like St. Peter's. I'll be happy if Miami is in the Final Four. I will not be disappointed with Providence losing, but I think Providence wins. So, Mueller, what you got?
Dude, I took the better teams to win. It's simple. And you're going to call me on, you want to start my, I just took the better teams to win, and they're going to win. Gonzaga, I have them in my bracket. Let's just all agree that they're going to make it to the championship. You have them going too. So don't kick your legs up on the table. Don't do that. I got Arizona. I love this Benedict guy. I like him. They beat Nova. I partially did this to kind of fade you too, but we'll get into that. I got Purdue over UNC. UNC, it's about your time. Okay, it's about their time to go. I like Purdue. Purdue wins this basketball game. And then I got Kansas over Miami, the better team. Miami's rolling. They're hot, shooting the 3-ball well. It's not going to be enough for the Jayhawks. Okay. It's going to be an elite Final Four. And with those 4 teams that I got going, I have no idea who's going to play Gonzaga. Or, no, sorry. I have no idea who's going to be in the championship because Gonzaga kind of scares me against those teams as well. So.
You have 3 1 seeds in your Final Four? This is March, guy. What are we thinking?
Yeah. I saw that. That's not what I have in my bracket, obviously, because my bracket's pretty busted. But yeah, that's what I'm wrong with, dude. I like the matchups.
All right.
And to be honest, I think the closest game will be the Texas Tech Gonzaga game. If that were to happen. I think that'll be the closest game. I think Arizona has the potential to run over Nova. I think Purdue will maul UNC. And Kansas Miami, that should be the second closest game, I think.
Okay.
But Kansas wins.
So I'm gonna read off the games. So we got.
Don't bring in statistics into this either.
No. I'm reading off the games. You're prioritizing them.
The last time.
No. You're prioritizing the games. That's what we're doing.
Man. Forgot I was doing that. You're gonna judge me for which ones I prioritize.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thursday, 7:09 p.m. Arkansas and Gonzaga. Thursday, 7:29, Michigan and Villanova. Thursday at 9:39, Texas Tech Duke. Thursday at 9:59, Houston, Arizona. Friday, 7:09, St. Peter's, Purdue. Friday, 7:29, Providence, Kansas. 9:39, UNC, UCLA. 9:59, Iowa State, Miami. Let's hear it. Give me your 1 to 8. Okay.
Well, I mean, you're putting me on the spot here. I haven't really thought about it, but just scrolling through the games, I would go.
Like, what's your must watch? If you have the time and you could be doing anything else, you should be doing this right now.
Arizona, Houston.
Okay.
Number 1. Arizona, Houston.
What's right below that? Like, there better be an emergency for you to not be watching this.
Yeah.
That one.
Okay. I'm probably gonna go Michigan, Villanova.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
now it's like minor complications are happening in your life. And you're like, maybe I should attend to those.
Okay.
You're like, I should be watching this basketball game instead.
Okay. Probably UNC, UCLA. That one's next.
Now you're at the point where you're like, okay, I don't have anything else going on, so I'm gonna watch this basketball game. But I'm gonna watch it. Like, I'm gonna be laser focused.
Yeah, now it's Purdue St. Peter's because I'm just still very curious about St. Peter's. They still blow my mind. So that would be 4.
Okay. Now this game, you have it on your TV.
Yeah.
But you're watching TikToks between commercials.
I'm watching TikToks.
But like, you'll forget that you're on TikTok between commercials sometimes, and you'll forget to look up. Mm-hmm. So like, you'll miss bits and chunks.
Okay. That would be probably Texas Tech Duke.
Okay. That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
I'd have that up there a little more. And then this one is like, you're literally watching TikToks instead of the basketball game. It's just on. You can hear it.
Gonzaga, Arkansas.
Okay. And then this one, it's on the TV, but you're not in the room. There's only one game left.
There's 2 games. Kansas, Providence. Games? Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this is like.
This one, I'm just like, I forgot it was even happening.
Yeah. This is this
Iowa State, Miami.
Like this was like you put it on and you're like, okay, this is awesome. And then you're like, well, I'm going to go to the bathroom. And then you just start watching TikToks and you completely forget you're watching basketball. And then the last one is
Miami.
Literally just like clicking on and be like, well, I'm going to go do anything else.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah. The go to the bathroom one was Kansas, Providence.
Okay. And then Iowa State, Miami is like bottom of your totem pole.
The Iowa State, Miami is like, they play at 2:00. Let me make a tea time for 1:30 real quick.
That's fair.
That's that game.
Fair. You had to do a lot of that during football season, didn't you?
I didn't. I don't do that. I don't miss football.
You literally did it. You told me you did it one time.
Yeah, but the tea times are at like 8:00. I make it for the 1:00 games. I did do it one time for the Lions game.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm calling you out on.
One time.
I specifically remember it.
We were like 2-15 or whatever it was. 2-14
or more. You guys did suck.
Thanks.
All right. So this has been an amazing episode. I'm glad this is the first one we're having on the Bleav Podcast Network.
Yes.
So excited to be partnered up with them. Huge shout out to Bleav. Go follow them on social media. Go follow us on social media. Michael Foltz 33 on Twitter. Foltz.michael.jr. on Instagram. Carson?
Twitter, Muellermania23. I should probably change that. I'm not sure if I'm going to, but I might change that.
Drop some suggestions in the comments for Carson.
Yeah. Drop some suggestions. Instagram, CARRSSONNN.
It was a little stuttered there. That wasn't as clean as usual. We gotta get back on the grind.
I didn't think I stuttered.
Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube, MF Media Productions. Make sure you check out the Instagram and the Twitter and the Facebook, all at MF Media Prod, PROD. And then, of course, check us out on Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere you get your podcast. Bleav Podcast Network for sure. Get on there.
Shout out.
We will be seeing you guys next week. Hopefully, all these predictions are right, and we don't have our tail between our legs next time you see us. Have a good one, people.
See you.